Okay, so I've completed the first section, and I'm going to move on to the second technique, 181. So what I'm going to do is hit the triple arrow for program, enter, erase, no, cast on, doesn't matter, all stitch patterns, no, A1151, it has it already in there. I'm going to press enter, alter, no, knit technique, now I'm going to enter 181, enter, enlarge, no, test, no, all, enter, form, no, left needle -21, right needle 20, start, cast on, enter. Start position. So I'm going to align the arrow at the start position, enter, cast on, I'm going to hit ABC, stitch pattern A, enter. So it says SX, GX, so SX and GX, empty row. So I'm going to do one empty row, marking handle down, check needles, empty row, needles, pushers. So I'm actually going to wait, so I'm not going to do anything with the pushers yet. Color 2 out of 2, enter stitch size, same, orange strippers. I'm just going to scroll through this. This is LX, and it says BX with left arrow. We're going to skip that right now. Okay, because now we're going to hit correct. So COR, 21, 20, left 21, right 20, row count. So here is where we're going to change it. Because I want my sample to look pretty nice and continuous, I am going to jump ahead to the 21st line here. So there were 4 rows per line, so essentially we would already be on row 80. This particular technique is 4 rows per line. Most of the techniques are that we're going to be using here. Okay, so I'm going to change it to 80, enter, return -80, so enter, wait, stitch pattern A, enter SXGX. That's what your lock actually should still be on. So empty row. Check stitches. Now is where we actually can check the stitches and compare the pattern. So this is what we have. So every needle, every pusher up should correspond with your second color, your rightmost color, if you're doing 1, 2. So yes, 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 yes. So we got the right row in the correct. So we check that. Another empty row. Stitch size, same, 5 1/4 and 475. 2 colors, racking handle down, orange strippers. With this technique, I'm actually going to switch to blue. I think I'm going to use blue from here on out. This is a thicker yarn. So I just need a little bit extra help here. And this is starting to puff up. So what I'm going to do is get a claw and a weight. So here I'm going to put this claw on, and I'm going to add a weight. This is thicker yarn. I want it to kind of come down. I don't want it to be so puffy. Takes up a lot of room when it's puffy. Oops, just having a little difficulty right there. Hang the weight on. Now, I could have done a cast-on comb. I didn't do a cast-on comb. If you do a cast-on comb, you can just add the weight to the cast-on comb. So it says orange strippers. Enter LX, BX, with the left arrow. Okay, so now we have to check the we have to adjust the pushers. So all the pushers should be down except the last and first pusher. So what it's going to do is going to knit only the first color on the back, except for the two edge colors, edge stitches, and those will be the second color. If you want it the reverse, start with the pushers reversed. Start with all the pushers up except for the last two. If you want the second color to be the background color. Oh, sorry, second color to be just what's on the back. Okay, so I reset my row counter. It should be 0. The row counter on the console is 80. And now this is 4 stitches per line. And we are going to do 20 rows, 20 lines of the pattern. So that's going to be 80 rows. So we're going to knit until 160 on the console and 80 on the lock. Okay, so let's pick up our yarn. Okay, that's the other yarn. Okay, I got my yarn, and see you in 80 rows. You see, it only knit those for the second color on the back. Okay, and I am going to choose to set up my motor. I'll switch colors first. It's a good distance for the left. Might even go just a teeny bit more on the left. And let's get this started. So this row where the motif color only goes on these edge stitches, I'm actually going to undo these rows, just not knit them. Okay. Okay, it's going to be the same thing for this color. I'm actually going to change this to GX on the front, GX on the back, because it's dropping it, because it's an orange stripper and the stitches are only on the back, so it's just going to drop it off. And I don't really think I need a float the whole width of the piece, so I'm just going to. Oh, and then on the front, I should actually just use SX. So I'm just going to do like that. Okay. Back to LX on the front. And BX on the back. Oh, that was 160 anyways. So now, we go back to the console. And go back to program, enter, erase, no, cast on to, fine, all stitch patterns, no, stitch pattern A, enter. It was 1151, alter, no, knit technique. This is where we change it. Now we go to our next one, 182. Enlarge position, no, test, no, all, enter, form, no, left 21, right 20, start, cast on, enter, start position. Put it on start position, enter, cast on, change to ABC, stitch pattern A, enter, SX, and GX. Empty row. Right hand handle down, check needles, empty row. pushers. So our pushers are going to be alternating. Okay, so they're alternating up, down, up, down. 2 colors, stitch size, same, 5 1/4, 475. Orange strippers, LX on the front, BX on the back, and left arrow. Okay, so we did 2 patterns, and so we have this solid line. That means we are going to start the row count at 0. We are not going to adjust it up to halfway through the pattern. So I'm going to reset the row counter on the lock, row counter 0. I'm going to pick up my first color and do 80 rows. Okay, 80 rows. Now to move on to the next pattern. 183. The console hit the triple arrow for program, enter, erase, no, cast onto, enter, all, no, stitch pattern A, 1151, enter, alter, no, knit technique. It says 182. Now we're doing 183. Enlarge, no, test, no, all, enter, form, no, left 21, right 20, start, enter, start position, align the lock, enter, cast on, hit ABC, stitch pattern A, enter, SX, and GX. Empty row. Marking handle down, check needles, empty row, needles up on the back, yep, 2 colors, stitch size same, orange strippers, ALX on the front, and GX in the back, except we're not going to change that yet. Still stay on SX in the front, sorry. Okay, now what we're going to do is do a correction and go to row counter 80 as well. So just like the second time. So we're just going to go row count 80. So correct. Row count 80. Return -80. Okay. And wait. Stitch pattern A, SX, GX. That's what we should be on. Empty row. Check stitches. Okay. So what should our stitches look like? These match the dark yarn. Okay, another row. Stitch size, same. 2 colors, right handle down, orange strippers. Okay, LX on the front, N on the back. No pushers, no arrows on the back, just N. Okay, and we're gonna pick up our first color, and then we're gonna knit until row counter 160. So we'll reset the front. So 80 on the front and 160 on the console. Okay, 80 rows. this one didn't knit off completely. There we go. Okay, now we've done the 80 rows and are ready to move on to the next stitch technique. So, triple arrow, okay, program, enter, erase, no, cast on to enter, all stitch patterns, no, stitch pattern A1151, or whatever you chose, enter, alter, no, knit technique 183, now we enter 184, enter, enlarge, position, no, test, no, all, enter, form, no, left 21, right 20, start, cast on, enter, start position, move console to line up and the start position, oops, get that lined up, enter, cast on, hit ABC, stitch pattern A, enter, SX, and GX. Empty row. Okay, racking handle down. Needles, check those. Look good. Empty row. Check the needles on the back. Now we check the pushers on the back. For 184, they have to be in alternating pattern. So it's still in alternating pattern since I didn't change it after 182. So it is alternating already. So that's it. Okay, and you see how I have this solid row? This means I'm going to start with row counter 0. If I didn't have a solid row here on this particular pattern, then I would do a correction. So I am going to set up the lock here because I'm not going to do correction and have to rerun the lock. So yes, I checked the pushers, 2 colors, stitch size same, 525, 475, orange strippers, LX on the front, BX on the back with both arrows. Okay, pick up the yarn and keep knitting. And here we're going to row count 80. What's up, sweetie?
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to hook up my motor. Now that I know this pattern is knitting off nicely. I realized I forgot to set the row counter on the machine because the console had it at 0, so I didn't bother. But while I'm weeding here, I'll do that. Okay, so that was row counter 80.